Hey guys, Twister here, and in today's video we are talking about the Charlotte Roval and the uncertainties it is definitely bringing this week in the Cup Series and in the Xfinity Series. With this being an elimination race, that puts a lot of pressure on the teams that are either just above the cut line and a lot of pressure on teams below the cut line. Specifically, Hamlin and Jones are in not must win, but definitely have to get a top five. And at this course, I don't know how that's going to work. Nobody knows. Drivers have said that it's going to be a crash fest. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. But now I kind of want to show you the map of the Roval, and I kind of want to discuss it. I do know that for the restarts and for the initial start, they will not be using the front stretch chicane there. They'll just normally use it. And so there is technically 17 turns at this track. And I do want to point out that turn 11 and 12, the backstretch chicane, I'm not a huge fan of that. I do think that's where a lot of wrecks are going to occur during the race. I also think that turns 1, 3, and 4 will also have quite a few wrecks. That's my prediction. I feel like all the wrecks, most of them will happen in there or in either of the chicanes. I feel like that this race is probably going to have more cars DNF than Talladega. That's my prediction. But I mean, who knows? It could be the best road course race there ever was. I just don't see that happening, though. But anyways, I kind of want to get on to the drivers that I think will actually do fairly well this weekend compared to the uncertainties of the course and how everything is going to work. The drivers that I kind of want to point out that will probably do well is I think your big three will all run well. They're all three good road course racers. I think Busch and Truex are probably the two best current road coursers in the Cup Series at this current moment, and I feel like they'll both be running up at the top, if not leading this race. I feel like even though this is a brand new track, a lot of uncertainties, they're so good drivers that they'll just adapt to the track and they'll be able to learn it. I feel like that's how it's going to work out. Other drivers that may do well that most people probably don't think about, or maybe do think about, is I believe Chase Elliott will run pretty good here. He won at Watkins Glen. He ran top 5 at Sonoma, and he's a decent road racer all around, obviously. So I feel like he'll run pretty good here, which is good because he's pretty close to the cut line. I also feel like AJ Allmendinger will run fairly well because he is a road course ace, and even though the mishaps at Sonoma and Watkins Glen for him, he is generally considered a road course racer. So no matter the road course or practice, he should be able to adapt, and I feel like he'll run pretty well. I think Jimmy Johnson will also run fairly well. But other than that, I don't know. Any other driver that's decent at road courses, Keselowski will probably run fairly well here. Anybody like that can at least run decent on road courses. I don't know if this track is going to be good if you're just decent. I don't know if you're going to be good at this track if you're just decent. I think you're going to need to show how good of a road course racer you are and how quickly you can adapt. Decent is not good enough here. If you're decent and you try to be aggressive, I think you're going to end up wrecking. So this week just presents a lot of uncertainties for this weekend, and I'm hoping that this race is good. My biggest fear is that this race is just going to be a crash fest, most of the cars DNFing and everything like that. And I don't want that to happen. I really want this to be a successful race because I like the concept. I do think there could be some tweaking to this race though, but the concept is there, and I think it is really good to have a road course in the playoffs. I don't know how I feel about it being an elimination race, but I guess kind of similar to Talladega. You build up those playoff points for the season. So, I mean, if this is an elimination race and you miss out, well, you should have done better in regular season is the way I see it. But anyways, I kind of want to get on to my prediction for this weekend. I really feel like that Martin Truex Jr. will win at the Roval this weekend. He's just a good course racer. He's a veteran. I don't think he'll get rattled as much by the new track. I think they'll take their time. And his driving style with being very calm and not being super aggressive or wanting to pass right away, I think that it will fit him, and I think he will be able to win the inaugural race here. But it could go to any of the drivers I mentioned earlier. Honestly, nobody knows. I mean, there could be somebody that we don't ever hardly talk about win this race. I mean, it could just happen. This race has a lot of unknowns, and for all we know, none of the playoff drivers may even finish the race. I mean, it's just my way it may go. But I hope that this gave a consensus breakdown of how the road horse is going to work, who it favors, who it probably doesn't favor. And if you'd like me to change anything for some future videos like this, just let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys for watching, and this has been Twister.